It's very clear in the New Testament and the Gospels that St. Peter had a very prominent place among the apostles, that he was their leader. It was St. Peter who was pictured, who was with James and John at the Transfiguration. It was Peter who witnessed with Jesus the raising of the little girl from the dead. It was Peter who made this confession of faith in the gospel today. You are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus saying that you know that, Peter, not because any human person showed it to you, but because my heavenly Father did. In all the places in the Gospels, Peter's name is listed first. We also know about Peter's humanity and his weaknesses. He denied that he ever knew Jesus 3 times the night before Jesus died. He did not want Jesus to wash his feet at the Last Supper, but then gave in and said, not only my feet, but my whole body. Peter was very impetuous, but Peter was one who always went back to Christ for forgiveness and for help. If we had to choose among the apostles to be our confessor, I certainly would choose St. Peter, because he understands the human frailty that exists within us. St. Paul was the most adamant teacher of the Mosaic law. He was a Pharisee above all Pharisees, and he even persecuted the Christians. But you know the story, how he was knocked off his horse riding to Damascus one day and heard the voice of Jesus say, Paul, why are you persecuting me? And that was the great conversion of St. Paul. And he became the most prolific writer of the New Testament writings. And he suffered a great deal. He knew that to live was to suffer with Christ, but to die would be to live with Christ forever. And he was absolutely adamant in preaching Christ to the Gentiles especially. So 2 great saints today, who our faith is founded on the faith of Saints Peter and Paul. They persevered in their love for Christ even to their deaths. And we need to do the same thing ourselves, to persevere with Christ, no matter what happens in our lives. As Peter and Paul teach us, staying close to the Lord ultimately will bring us eternal joy. And so we thank God for the gift of their witness to their faith and ask him to continue to strengthen our faith. Let us stand now and profess our faith.